We're going to look at the synergy between the other side of fitness and you. How can we work best together? How do we kind of complement each other? Well, I think the best way to look at it is in the way of communication. So each exercise or health professional has a different way of communicating with you. And they make very good and strong suggestions, things that you should do, things you should look for. But this doesn't always kind of translate into how to do this in the life that you're living. And in this way, that we can strongly complement each other because we can bring kind of what the clinical experience is to how you live life so you can apply it in a way that you're not fighting against yourself or you don't feel that it's impossible or you feel like it's unrealistic. Anytime that you walk away from an appointment with a healthcare professional and you feel like, oh, you know what, they didn't really get it or they don't understand or I wasn't able to say what I really want to say or I don't think that's quite right, these are different kind of points to say that um, the translation is not there. And again, this is where the other side of fitness can help based on the lifestyle approach that is. And continuing this kind of way of thinking, the communication of your body to you when it tells you to do something or you do an action, is it the right action? Why are you doing this? Are you listening to what the body is telling you or are you just doing what you think you should do? And in this way, we can bypass a lot of harder challenges that don't need to happen for you to be able to become healthier. Also, we can take a look at how your lifestyle is set up to promote health. And if it is in a way of being harsh on your health, then we want to make it more supportive so that, again, you don't have to go through health challenges that are not necessary for you. Another way to think of communication is actually the verbal communication. Sometimes when we don't have perspective on our emotional health or our mental health, like the frustration of emotional health essentially becomes kind of a mental health thing, then we can have need for improvement with our communication style and actions. And I find this quite evident and pretty straightforward in the communication generally between how women like to communicate and how men choose to communicate. And it's quite different, but most of the time, both parties are really trying to communicate the exact same thing, and just it gets lost in translation. Somebody gets upset, somebody gets angry, and they don't reach their mutual goal that they had in the first place. So this, in another way, is a style of communication. Sometimes there's things that you want to kind of talk out, you get a second opinion on before you do it, and a second piece of advice or insight is really great, and you might not have the support here in Canada or where you are to kind of take on that task, or you might think that you need to kind of speak to somebody a little bit wiser in the topic, and we have access to those people as well as we are quite knowledgeable ourselves. So I think these are ways that we can complement each other. The way that I'd generally put it is each family has a family doctor or GP. I think it's equally as important for each family to have a um, called a proactive therapist or a general alternative therapist, meaning that somebody to guide you along your path of being more proactive to more of a path of self-care, which equally complements our healthcare system and I'd say is just a really strong underutilized part of it from my experience. And because it's underutilized, it has a lot of power and potential to help a lot of people. And that is really how I see the communication and have seen the communication work with various clients of ages, backgrounds, and diversities, essentially. This added support to understanding what needs to be done and how to do it so it applies to them and makes sense to their character or personality is a real powerful piece. So keep that in mind. Again, if you have any questions, email in designfitness.ca and I'll be happy to enlighten you on some insights to those questions.